Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is the part 2 for Express Server, and in this video we are going to talk about the cookie parser npm package. Cookie, as you know, could be stored as a small piece of information that the website writes onto your local PC for identification of the user or some other information that could be used by the website. And normally you would have seen the browsers would ask whether you allow cookies or you don't allow cookies or something like that. You have to give a permission. So we'll see how we could use a cookie parser. This is a part 2. If you have not seen the first part, and that's how we install the Express server, I'll post the link of that video in the description of this particular video. So let's try and see how we could use the cookie parser from the same code that we wrote in the previous video. So friends, this is the same file that I wrote in the previous video, how to set up our Express server, and we'll be utilizing the same file to exactly work with the same concept. And in order to use the cookie parser, you'll be requiring npm package, which I'll be using. So let's use an npm package called as cookie parser is equal to require cookie parser. That's one thing which we need to do. And then once the cookie parser is required, the app has to use the cookie parser so that it would be able to parse those cookie values or even write or read those cookie values with the request and response object. Now, these are the two basic steps. Once it is done, you are ready to use the cookie parser. So let's create two methods for the cookie parser. What we are going to do in this case is we'll create first method I'll say post, and which is, let's say, create a cookie. That's the method, and I'll say rec response, and we'll try writing something. Now let's say I just want to write a cookie. So the first thing what you need to give is the name of the cookie. So let's say I just want to give a user ID, and then the second is the value of that cookie. So let's say I just want to give the value of cookie as RT. So that's what I give. And then finally I want to kind of send the response back where I say result cookie created, something like this. So this is the first method that we'll use, and the second method the route which we'll create is we are going to clear the cookie, means a logout. So it means if the user presses the logout button, you clear the cookie so that the user is logged out. Once he again comes back, you need to ask him to sign in again, so you're not using a cookie to give him the access to the website. So let's use that also as an app.post, and we'll say log out rec response, and then we'll say okay, response dot clear. I want to clear the cookie, and you need to give the name of the cookie called as a response user underscore ID, because that's the name of the cookie I want to clear. And the response dot JSON, I just want to give a result back. Let's say logged out. That's all, something like this. So we have created two routes, create cookie and a logout. And before we could actually run and test this out, because we installed a new package, cookie parser, we'll be installing that. So I'll just need to install npm install cookie parser, and you run that. So once it is installed, you'll be able to run this file and then test it with the PostMan. So let's try, we'll be actually running the PostMan to test that, and let's see how we can do to test it in PostMan. So before we actually run the PostMan to test this out, we'll need to run this. So I'll just say node-man, and we'll say test server.js. So it actually starts running our server, and it is listening on a port that we specified 3000. So let's go back to the PostMan, and yesterday we created two stuff. One route was for the department creation and one was for getting the department information. So now what we'll do is we'll try creating another one. So that's the HTTP localhost 3000 and I'll say create cookie. So that's the one which I want to use, but it's a post method. So I'll use a post and then I'll just say send. Now the moment I'll say send, so you could see there is an information that has been written, result cookie created. Now this cookie, you cannot see it on the browser because it is technically a workaround within the Postman. But if you see as a simulation, so the cookie with the user ID, value is RD, localhost is the domain name path, expires, it's based upon a session and some other information that's there. And even if you want to see the cookies out here, so it would say, yes, there is one cookie, localhost, and that is with the name of user underscore ID. Okay. Now, the another thing which we could do is we could fire another one, that is the logout, so that we could see whether the clearing of the session is done or not. So we'll just go on creating a new one, paste that, and we'll say logout. And it is also a post method. So the moment I'll send, use this send. So it says result logged out because that's what the result was there, logged out. Now, if I see the cookies are not there, and if you just click on here, the cookies one, so the cookies have gone. So now, even if you go back to your post where you created those cookie, like here we created it. So even if you use the cookie is not over here because it would actually start reading all the cookies that has been written through Postman. So there's no cookie. But if I send it one more time, let's say create a cookie. Yes, it created a cookie. And if I want to see all the cookies, the user ID is there. But I could definitely use the another method to clear that out. So I just send that logout. It's done. There's no cookie out here. That's fine. And if you go back, read the cookies information, so no cookie. So it looks good. This is how you could store some information and test that with the help of Postman, or rather testing it with the actual, like creating a web page or writing cookie and testing it on the browser. So I hope guys this is the video that you would like, because it is in continuation with the part 1 that was setting up the Express web server. So now we understand how to set up a web server. The second part was how to set up the cookie. So I'll be coming up with the more videos for the same part, continuing how to do some other stuff with the Express web server. So stay tuned guys, and thank you for watching. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe it. Thank you.